Hello there, hello, it's good to see you in this place. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yes, in this particular, I am Adesua Oni. Yes, I am Adesua Oni. And in this particular session, we are going to be taking lifestyle principles. In the past sessions, I've started out on the 5 love languages for children. I have talked about quality time, and I have talked about physical touch. Yes, physical touch. But today I'm going to be talking about giving of gifts. And in the next 2 weeks, yes, alternate weeks, I talk about pregnancy and childbearing. Yes, so that's how I take it. Lifestyle principle on this week. Then the following week, I take pregnancy and childbirth. So in this particular session this week, we are going to be talking about lifestyle principles. Yes, and today we are going to be talking about 5 love languages, which is specifically giving of gifts. We have talked about quality time, and we've talked about physical touch. So in the next 2 weeks, we are going to be talking about acts of service. Yes, acts of service is a way you can show love to children, especially if that act of service is the child's love language. Now, let us consider giving of gifts. That's when gifts given is the love language of your child. Yes, gifts giving is very, very powerful, and it has the energy and the probability and the power to stay throughout the life of that child. The effects of giving of gifts, yes, can stay throughout the life of that child. So it's something that needs to be done with a lot of focus. Gifts giving and acts of service is about the hardest form of showing love. Yes, acts of service is actually the hardest. Act of service is the hardest because you have to be there. Quality time is also very tough, but the easiest is words of affirmation, and we are going to be talking about words of affirmation in 3 weeks time. Okay, maybe we are going to take words of affirmation next week, so it depends on how my schedule goes. But today we are going to be talking about giving of gifts. What does gifts mean? The Greek meaning of gifts is charis. So if you're out there and your name is charis, means grace, gifts, grace, undeserved grace. So it automatically means that when we give gifts to our children, we should not give gifts because they deserve it. We should give it because we love them. Yes, very, very important. Very important. We should give gifts to our children because we love them, not because they deserve. Because there are many times they do a lot of crazy things and you'll be like, you don't even deserve it. You don't deserve it. I'm not supposed to give it to you. I'm not supposed to give you this thing because you behaved in this particular manner. I'm not supposed to do this. Really? That's not love. By the time it's conditional, it's not love. And believe you me, these children have the power to decipher whether they are truly being loved or they are not being loved. Yes, they can. They have a way of, they know it, they feel it when you're not really, really loving them. See, I pray for grace for all of us. It's not easy to be a mom. There are sometimes I also get very irritable, very angry and irritated. Like, oh, just leave me alone. Let me just think. I want to think. Sometimes they can be all over you, especially, in the holidays or any day they are not in school and you have been with them from sun up to sundown. By the time evening time is coming, you're like, will you just let me breathe? Sometimes even if you give them things to engage them, they still want to get up and come to you. So it means that, yes, it's time for you to give them some attention. And why am I talking about this? I learned this from a book. I read this in a book. And in the quality, when I shared about quality time and when I shared about physical touch, I talked about the writers of the book. I don't want to keep repeating that again and again. 5 love languages is a book. You can buy it in any bookstore and then take your time to read. Everything I'm going to be saying on this video is just a paraphrase. It's just a summary of what I learned while I read that book. I am not a parenting coach. Neither am I a force when it comes to parenting, but I have the voice to share with you the things. I have the voice, and I have the mind, and I have the grace to be able to share something I've learned. And who knows, you might even put it to practice better than I. But for the fact that I'm teaching it, it helps this principle stay with me better. So that is really why I am here. I'm not here to just while away time and just waste time. Yes, you know, a problem talked about shared is problem I've solved. So what you want to do that you have talked about, there is a very high possibility that you would practice those things because you have talked about it. You know, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. So giving of gifts, I've talked about charis. Yes, it means undeserved grace. So if you're going all about, oh, you have to deserve it, oh, you should deserve it, then you will discover that these children will just ignore your gift or dispose them. There's a story, a little story that was written in that book about a child disposing, as in the child threw it away, the gift that was given to him. Why? Because it was not given in love. The child's emotional tank was not full. The problem with this particular love language is that if you have to use giving of gifts, you have to blend it with the other love languages. You have to express physical touch. You have to share your quality time. You have to use words of affirmation. You have to do acts of service. Like, you're not cooking for your child, you're not caring for your child, you're not telling him good words, but you're buying him gifts. Gel now doesn't gel, you understand? It doesn't blend together. So yeah, I hope you understand where I was coming from. It doesn't sync. It doesn't sync. Like, you're not saying, maybe you're saying harsh words to a child and you're telling the child that, oh, why did you behave that way? Are you out of your senses? Are you this? Are you that? You understand? And the next thing, you bought a gift and give to that child. If I am not a child, but if my love language as a wife or love language as an adult is gift giving, if you give me a gift while talking to me harshly, do you really think I'll collect that gift? Even if I collect it, I'll just abandon it somewhere. Well, because it was not given from a heart of love. So you have to combine the other love languages if you have to express giving of gifts. If it has to fill the child's emotional love tank. You're not giving a gift for the sake of gifting. Of gifts giving. Yes, you are giving it to fill the child's emotional tank. And it also means that you have to do it the proper way it should be done, or else this child will just ignore what you have given. Now, giving of gifts is not about the costs or about the size. It is about the heart. So you can give flowers, you can give something as tiny as, you know, a ring, something just, and then gifts does not have to be purchased. It can be made. You can make something beautiful. You can pick a flower. You can, you know, it can be anything that is put together. It doesn't necessarily have to be from a store. So if you're listening today and you're telling me, okay, I don't have money for me to give gifts, I have to have money. So even if you don't have money, you can still give gifts. You can still give gifts. You can put together some things and give to somebody, and the person will be amazed and feel so very, very honored and loved. So if you're giving your gifts conditionally, if you give gifts only when you are happy with your child, the child will pick it, and the child will know that you are loving him or her conditionally. And you know you have not achieved anything. In fact, you wasted your money. That's what I'm just going to say. You wasted your money because you have not given that gift from a heart of love. You've not expressed love to that child. Do you understand? So another thing about gift giving is that you have to make it memorable. You have to, like, okay, for instance, in Christmas periods and in the birthdays of that child, if you buy the gift, you have to buy it without the child's knowledge. Every other gift, you can go to the store with the child, buy the gift, wrap up the gift. It will still carry thrill. It will still thrill the child emotionally. It depends on how it was presented. So when it's the child's birthday or the child's or the Christmas period, these are times that you can make it totally out of the knowledge of the child, make it a surprise, wrap the gifts up and put it, then present it when the whole family is together. For instance, maybe at dinner time when everybody is watching. You know, this kind of children like attention because they want you to know that they were giving gifts. Most of the time they are sanguines. They like that attention, that her mommy gave me a gift. Do you understand? Can you imagine? So they want everybody to watch them as they open the gifts. They want the thrill of, wow, this is something I have loved. So go out of your way to do this. Go out of your way to do this if you want to feel that child. If you discover that your child's love language is giving of gifts, it is an expression of love. So take your time to wrap that gift and present it to that child in that manner, in love. You know, it is the love that is the issue here. That is the most important thing here. It is not the gift itself. Now, when you are giving gifts, you should make sure that it tallies, the gift you are giving tallies with your value system. Don't buy a gift that does not go in tandem with your value system. Don't buy such gifts. Do you understand? Buy gifts that go with your value system. That's you know, in every family you have a value system, you have cultures, you have things that you place as very important. So be sure that the purpose and the life in that gift carries your value system in that home. This is very, very essential. And then another thing that you have to pay attention is that be sure that you are not abusing the giving of gifts. Don't make it too regular. Don't abuse it. You know, there are some people that they are in homes that they are divorced. Maybe the children were put together with the mom and the man is in another house, in another setting, and the man keeps coming to visit and he tends to want to buy gifts every time he comes. You know, this kind of people, because they don't have the opportunity to do the words of affirmation, they don't have opportunity to touch, physical touch, to express love in that manner. They want to express all their love in giving of gifts. No, it can become, you know, abused, and the love will not show again. At a point, the child will know that you are doing it to just achieve a purpose. You are not doing it because you really, truly love me. Believe you me, these children are smarter than you think that you think they are. So make sure that the important things I've mentioned, you've paid attention to them. So how will you know if your child is your child's love language is giving of gifts? You will discover that the child also wants to give you things. You discover that the child wants to give you or give other people things and tell you, mommy, I got you something. You know, she always wants to give to other people. She wants to express. And then when you buy a gift for that child, the child is always over thrilled. And then whenever maybe you buy a teddy bear or something, the child puts that thing in a very special place. And if anybody wants to scatter or disrupt or displace that thing, they get angry and be like, no, leave my teddy. It's the gift daddy gave me last Christmas. You know, they find special spaces for everything. They make sure that their gifts are well cared for. You know that that child's love language is gifts. So that's what I've learned a lot from that book, as in the book has been a blessing to me. Okay, so I've come to the end of this particular video. Please share this video with other people. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. And if you have not subscribed, please, if you're new here, please subscribe and then put on your notification bell so that when I release any other video, you will be notified. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.